Hey, wrestling fans, and welcome back to the Bi-Conics Wrestling Podcast. As you can see, it's me today, and I'm going to be diving into my predictions for AEW's WrestleDream 2024. We are just a few hours away from the pay-per-view itself, and I feel like, why not give you my little predictions as to who I think is walking out the winners tonight? There's a lot to get into with this card, and while some of the builds have left me scratching my head, to say the least, the matches themselves are going to be absolute bangers. So, with that out of mind, let's break it down match by match, and we're going to be starting with 0 Hour. So next up, we have MXM Collection versus The Acclaim. Now, this match just screams fun for the sake of fun. MXM Collection versus The Acclaim doesn't have much of a backstory, but honestly, who cares? The Acclaim are always entertaining, and MXM Collection bring a unique flavor that's bound to make this clash one of the highlights of 0 Hour. I'm actually going with MXM Collection for the win here. It's a gut feeling, but I think they're going to steal this one in a surprising upset. Finally, to close out 0 Hour, we have the ROH World Television Championship, in which we have Atlantis Jr., our champion, taking on the challenger, Brian Cage. So, this one for me has the potential to be the sleeper hit for the night. Atlantis Jr. has been a strong champion for Ring of Honor, but Brian Cage is a powerhouse who's been making waves both in AEW and ROH. I really hope this match showcases the best of ROH on a big stage like WrestleDream. My pick, though, I'm going to go with Brian Cage here. He's been too dominant lately, and I think he walks out with the title. Now, let's jump into the main card, shall we? We're going to start with Hangman Page versus Jay White. I'll be honest, the build for this match has been super short. These two guys have been circling each other for a while, but it feels like this came together a bit last minute. Still, with two talents like Hangman and Jay White, you know the match is going to deliver. As for the winner, I'm going with Jay White. Bull Club Gold has been red hot, and I think Jay continues his momentum with a big win over Hangman. Next up is Darby Allin versus Brody King. If I'm being real, I'm still salty about Darby losing his title match against Jon Moxley. He's been putting in the work, and a loss to Brody King would be a huge setback. The story here isn't super fleshed out, but Darby's got that underdog vibe that always makes his matches a must-see. I'm picking Darby to win this one. It's time for him to bounce back from losing his title shot to Mox. Now, this 2 out of 3 falls match between Hologram and Beast Mortos could low-key steal the show. These two have been building up a rivalry that's kind of flown under the radar a little bit, but trust me, this is going to be a banger. I'm excited to see how the pace of this match and what kind of storytelling will get across multiple falls. My pick, I'm going with the new, golden child, a Hologram. I think he's going to take it, but it's not going to be easy, and he's going to have to work for it, especially against Beast Mortos. Alrighty, let's get this and rip the band-aid off. Now, the ROH World Championship match between Mark Briscoe and Chris Jericho. Look, I'm just going to say it. I hate this build. Jericho feels like he's been hanging around way too long, and the storyline just isn't doing it for me. That being said, I'm picking Mark Briscoe. He's been a great champion for ROH, and honestly, I'm picking him out of spite because I don't want to see Jericho with the belt again. Sorry, Jericho fans, I just got to be honest with all of that. So, Mark Briscoe, hopefully he retains, but again, I'm not digging. The AEW World Tag Team Championships are on the line as the Young Bucks defend against Private Party. This is one of those matches where my heart says Private Party, but my head knows the Young Bucks could easily retain. Private Party has never really had a run with the titles, and they've been grinding for this opportunity. I'm picking Private Party because I think it's their time and the Bucks have had their run. Let's give the spotlight to a new team. Next, we got Jack Perry defending the TNT Championship against Katsuyori Shibata. Now, I've got to ask, why is this match happening? The build has been confusing, and I really don't get what the end game is here. Shibata is a wrestling legend, but I don't see him walking out with the title. My pick is the scapegoat Jack Perry, because the match feels like a way to pad his title reign out, if I'm going to be completely honest. On the AEW Women's World Championship side, Mariah May defends against Willow Nightingale, and while this is going to be a really fun match, let's be honest with ourselves. We know who's winning. Mariah May has been unstoppable as champ, and I don't see Willow taking the belt off her right now. As much as I love Willow, I'm picking Mariah to retain here. Now, in the semi-main event, or what could be in the semi anyways, the second to last match, here's my personal most anticipated match of the night. The triple threat for the AE International Championship. Will Ospreay defends against Ricochet and Konosuke Takeshita. This match has the potential to be match of the night despite the lackluster build. These three guys are going to tear for him to finally get a championship in AEW, and I think it's time for him to take this belt. And then we get into our main event of what is going to be probably ending WrestleDream this year. We have the AEW World Championship match, Bryan Danielson defending against Jon Moxley. Look, I'm not super interested in this build. I feel like Darby Allin should have been in this spot, but instead we're getting Mox versus Danielson. That said, though, these two are going to have a brutal, hard-hitting match. No doubt about it. My pick is Jon Moxley to win the match, but here's where it gets interesting. I don't think Mox walks out of Tacoma as champion. My prop bet for the night is that Christian Cage cashes in his championship match contract and steals the title from Moxley after the match. Bold, right? And there you have it. Those are my predictions for AEW WrestleDream 2024. What do you guys think? Do you agree with my picks? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know if I'm on point or if I'm way off. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all at WrestleDream and end.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's gonna happen next time? Well, you're gonna have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.